Alright, so here we go. I'm going to do a video. We'll see how this works out. Making this corn stuff, I don't know what to call it. We'll call it Randyman Southwest Corn. How's that sound? Works for me. First thing we want to do is make sure we got a good hot fire going in our grill. You can cook this thing on the stove as well, but let's face it, anything that's cooked on charcoal is better. So, but the first thing we're going to do, we're going to spray down our skillet with some cooking spray, and then we're going to just smooth it out in there. We don't want it real thick in there because we really want this corn that we're going to put in there to stick a little bit. When that corn sticks a little bit, it'll leave a little ooey gooey yummy goodness stuck to the bottom of the pan, and that's what we want to get. Our ingredients are going to be pretty simple. We've got a frozen corn that we thawed out on paper, basically paper towel, because we want to get the moisture off of it. It's better if you use whole kernel that you scraped off the cob yourself, but for time purposes I didn't want to do that. So I used frozen and tried to get all the moisture off of it that I could. We're going to use about a tablespoon jalapeno, and then we're going to use just a basic seasoning. This is basically just chili powder, salt and pepper is basically all we've got there, and then a can of creamed corn. So, but just for starters, we're going to take our skillet, we're going to get it on the fire, get that good and warm. When that gets good and hot, we'll get started. Alright, so here we are, we're back. We've got our skillet good and hot. Show you that and see how all of our oil that was on it is beaded up. We're just going to spread that out one more time. We've got plenty of oil there. Once again, we got this hot. We're trying to get that ooey gooeyness. We're going to add our corn. You hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear. You want to make sure it's hitting it and as hot as it can be when it hits there. And what we're looking for this corn to get some brown edges. We're looking for it to start to stick to the bottom of the skillet a little bit. We don't want to burn it black, but we definitely want to get some little burn marks here and there that it's going to stick to the bottom of our skillet. At this point, we're also going to add our tablespoon of jalapenos. You want to chop those up kind of small because you'll probably have small kids wanting to eat this too, and it burn their face off, and that would be bad. So we're going to go ahead and add that to our mix. And now we're going to add our seasoning to it. Once again, the seasoning is basically just chili powder, salt and pepper, and you can play with it. You know, if you like to play with your seasonings, and I'd recommend doing, playing around. Use some paprika and cumin, good flavors. Okay, now we're going to start turning it. You can see right there, I don't know if you can see it on this screen or not, but as I pull that up, see the stuff that's sticking to the bottom right there? That's what we're wanting to see. Go ahead and stir that around a little bit. If you cook this on the stove, you want to use a high heat. You want to cook it hot and fast. We're going to let this sit a little bit until these kernels will actually start to pop, and you'll hear them popping in there. When you start to hear that, we're going to keep stirring around and get some more of this yummy gooey goodness off of the bottom. Add that into it. Just make sure you keep scraping that off the bottom because you're going to want that. The reason it's important for you to thaw out your corn before you do this is if you don't thaw that corn out, throwing that ice cold corn in your skillet is going to drop the temperature of that skillet so fast, then it'll just start to stew, and you won't get that stickiness that we want out of that corn. All right, we're going to let that go a few minutes, and we'll be back and finish up. All right, so we've been at it a couple more minutes. You can see I'm getting a lot of that ooey gooey off the bottom of the skillet. As I scoot that back, you see my skillet's good and dry. I'm still getting lots of this wonderful flavor off the bottom of that skillet. Something I didn't mention, make sure you always use cast iron skillet if you're doing this. It just don't taste right any other way. Now we're going to add our creamed corn. Because we did this on the grill like that, this skillet is hot, so we can just pull it completely off the heat at this point. Stir in this creamed corn. Something you can add later. We don't add it, or I will for another batch I'm going to make for tonight. But something you can add to this that makes it even better is some cheese. But I'm a little flatulent when I eat cheese, so when I make it for myself, we don't put cheese in it. I let everybody add their own cheese. But add some cheese, maybe some Monterey Jack or something like that. Cheddar don't work as well, but you could try it. But Monterey Jack is really good in this. So there we go. That's Randyman's Southwest corn. It's wonderful. Try it at home on the grill.